what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the teams in the NBA, and we're going to pretty much think of it as like a tier list where we're going to look at who are the teams that are contenders right now, who are the teams that are one or two pieces away, first round exit, play-in teams, rebuilding teams, and then just straight up trash. So let's look at all the 30 teams in the NBA, and let's go to the contenders first because I feel like that's the easiest.
Okay.
I say off rip, OKC.
Yeah.
Easy one. Boston.
Yep.
And Cleveland. Would you say Cleveland?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Would you say those are the three contenders? There's nobody else that you would put in that group?
As of right now, no.
Okay, because I feel like
there's some dudes on teams on the bubble though.
Yeah, I feel like those are the three contenders in my book. Everybody else feels like they're missing something.
Right.
So then we go to one or two pieces away. In my opinion, I believe I go Memphis. I think they're missing one or two in order to be in that contender group. They are the second seed right now in the West, I believe. New York Knicks, Denver, and I think the Lakers. I believe they need a big. That will help. They have the wing deep. They have the wing defenders. They have the 3-and-Ds. They have the ball handlers with LeBron, with Austin Reeves, with Luka. They have the scoring. I think they're improving in the 3-point department with Connect as well, but they need size, and they're missing that. So I think that's the one or two pieces away, the size component of that. And with Denver, defensively, they're I think they're worse. No, they're like 16th or 17th in defensive rating. Defense is middle of the pack. It could be a lot better. So I think defensively, they're missing the mark on that much. And I also think that they need maybe a piece or two in order to really challenge for that championship. They're good, but it just seems like they're missing something this year. Just compared to 2023. With Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. has been great. Ja Morant has been a bit up and down. He's averaging 20, but he's not that same dominant Ja Morant that we've seen for the past 5 seasons. And then Desmond Bane, he's cool. He's all right. He's averaging 18, shooting 40% from 3. But he's not your guy that you would want as your number 2 option or number 3 at this moment. The New York Knicks, they have the pieces to be a great defensive team, but they just aren't the defensive team that they should be. OG Anunoby went down with injury recently.
Again?
Yeah. I think against my Lakers, too. They're good, but I think there's something missing. I believe it's because, one, they have Karl Anthony Towns playing the 5, I think. And he's not used to having all that responsibility.
Well, where's Mitchell Robinson?
He's been hurt. So he could be the missing piece, but he's always hurt. I think the fact that Karl Anthony Towns is their 5 and they're asking him to do a lot, he's been playing great offensively, but defensively, that takes a toll on him. Because as a 5, you got to do all. You got to rebound. You got to play defense in the interior. Switching on guards all the time. It's just a lot of responsibility. They could use another big, and another scorer off the bench will be appropriate. So those are one or two pieces away. Well, what do you think of that?
For the whole list, or just
we only got to the 2 tiers.
Oh, for the contenders we just did.
Yeah, for both tiers.
That's what I would probably have as well. I mean, I'm looking at these other teams. I don't really see too much to really change. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, those are the 4 teams you named?
Yeah, so I named contenders and then the 1 or 2 pieces away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And what about the analysis that I said? Do you believe that Memphis, they they probably need like another big time scorer. Like a Jimmy Butler would have been a perfect fit for them. I think Jimmy Butler would have put them over the top.
Yes, I do agree.
Yeah, so that's just how I look at it. I think Memphis, they have good pieces, but when you get into the playoffs and the game slows down, I don't know how dominant they'll be when it's more of a half-court setting compared to like a fast-paced setting that they like to do a lot. That's really the concern I have for Memphis. It's like the play style and the consistency from both players. With first-round exit, I'm going to go with the Clippers. They've been overachieving so far with James Harden, with Norman Powell. Kawhi Leonard has been in and out of the lineup. I just think at this moment where they're at, I think they're the 6th seed right now.
Yep.
I think they're a first-round exit, in my opinion. That's some people would think, how you going to put the Clippers with the Lakers? Lakers got LeBron and Luka, bro. And Austin Reeves has been hooping. Like, I don't know what to tell you about that one. But I have the Bucks as well as first round exit. They have been playing okay. I think they're in the top 5.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yep. 5th seed.
I just think they're too old. They did trade Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. I don't think Kyle Kuzma's all that good. Damian Lillard has been good, but not great. I think he's more on the decline than where he was in his prime. Giannis is still one of the top 3 players in the NBA. But I just look at the other
Giannis
pieces.
Is hurt, actually.
He's hurt right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is hurt right now. That's right. They had to replace him for the All-Star game, I think it is. I just look at the pieces that they have. It just doesn't move me. Would you agree?
In the words of the famous poet Kendrick Lamar, it's not enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't looked at the defensive rating, but
it's not great.
I was about to say, I can't think of any good defensive players on their team besides Giannis.
Maybe Brook.
Bobby Portis, maybe. They're just lacking in talent.
Yeah, they don't have enough. Dude, it seems like they're building a roster like you would on 2K. Like, it's just the team just isn't gelling all that well.
Right. They're 11th in defensive rating, which is okay. That's pretty solid. I just think in the Eastern Conference, when you have Cleveland, when you have New York, Boston, and when you have Boston, it's going to be very hard for them to overcome that. So I just have them as a first-round exit as of right now. I just don't see them really peaking. They could possibly win a playoff series, but, man, it'll be really difficult for them with the lack of just talent overall. They don't really have the talent level to compete on a consistent level. That's my gripe with them. Rockets are next. I would say the Rockets a month ago might be on the same level as 1 or 2 pieces away, but after what I've seen this past month, from like late January to February as of right now, I just think that they're still a year away from being a really good team, in my opinion. Like,
we know who the main culprit is.
It's Jalen Green. It's just going to...
These shooting splits are horrible, man. Good grief. 3 for 10, 8 for 21, 7 for 19 isn't terrible, but it's not good. 10 for 21, that's not bad. But you only got 24 points on 21 shots.
Yeah.
9 for 22, like, I'm sorry, Jalen Green ain't it, y'all. And I'm sick and tired of beating this drum.
The lack of just definitive number 1 option guy you want to build a franchise around is really hurting this team, in my opinion. Sengun is an all-star, but I don't see him as a definitive number 1. We can build the franchise around him. I look at him as like a number 2, number 3 on a championship level team. And that's where I'm like, I just can't. I don't think they have a high ceiling right now. I think their ceiling is making the playoffs, having a competitive first-round series, but ultimately losing. That's how I look at it. But again, they're still on the rise. They're still young, so that's no problem. They have a bunch of pieces that they can use to get a trade for a really good player.
That's honestly what they really should do. people, I know I said I was of the opinion that, just to see what we got in the playoffs when you get to the playoffs, see what they got. Probably should have tried to make a blockbuster trade. Luka would have been crazy on this team.
Yeah. But I just think that this team, we know their ceiling.
They need a bona fide, dude.
Exactly. We know their ceiling. I just don't think that they're going to win a playoff series. I believe a first-round exit is appropriate. And the last team on this list, this might be a hot take, but the way that they're playing right now, I got to go with the Detroit Pistons. I think they're the 6th seed at this moment.
Well, somebody got to win between the Bucks and Pistons.
That is a good point. I just like the way they've been playing. Kay Cunningham has been amazing. I believe this is a playoff team. I really do. I think they're more than just a play-in team at this moment. Just looking at the Eastern Conference. Matter of fact, before I do, because I want to make sure that I'm correct on this one, because I could be wrong with Indiana and Detroit. I don't want to mix them up in this. Let me see.
Pacers are the 4th seed.
Pacers are the 4th seed. Damn.
So they'd be playing.
Yeah, you know what? I might have to put the Pacers in there.
Instead of the Pistons?
No, I'm going to put both of them in there. Yeah, I'm going to put the Pacers in there as well as first round exit, because I had them originally in the play-in, but now, as you said, they are the 4th seed. So I'll probably put them in first round exit.
Does 4 and 5 or 5 or 6 play each other? It's 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Pistons would play the Knicks. Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Damn. Orlando is 27 and 29, and they're the 7th seed. Atlanta is the 8th seed. This is pretty bad. Yeah. This is pretty bad. First round.
If you're in the top 4 first round exits, that's what it's looking like. Unless we get a crazy upset.
Yeah. So moving on, that's the first round exit. Even though that Milwaukee, I think either Indiana or Milwaukee are gonna have to win their series because they play each other.
The only West team you got is the Clippers?
Yeah.
Not the Timberwolves?
No. I'm still a bit skeptical on the Timberwolves. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I don't think they're definitively a playoff team yet.
Really?
Nah.
I don't really see who can.
I look at the West. It's a bunch of guys. It's a bunch of teams that couldn't knock them off in the playoffs.
I see maybe 2, and that's the
really. Golden State. I think Golden State could knock them off. With Jimmy Butler, I think they could knock them off.
No.
What? Really?
I don't think the Timberwolves will be out of the playoffs at all. They're the 7th seed now. All they got to do is just stay afloat.
Oh, all right. I still think they're a playing team. I mean, a playing team is 7 and 8.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So I think
they
are 7 and 8. They are the 7th seed. Also Dallas. If Dallas is able to remain in that play-in and get healthy, which they could at one point, I think Dallas could easily beat the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's the thing, they gotta stay healthy.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is out indefinitely, or however many weeks they said. Daniel Gafford is out now.
Yeah, he's gonna be out for like 6 weeks.
They just getting cooked by him.
All they gotta do is survive. So yeah, though, I will put Minnesota in the play-in.
Okay. Oh, they in the play-in.
Yeah, they're in the play-in.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Minnesota's in play-in. Golden State's in play-in. Phoenix, I will put them. Right now, they're outside of the play-in.
That team is cooked. I'm sorry.
You think they're in rebuilding?
Phoenix?
Yeah.
You can't be rebuilding with KD and
so you put them in play-in.
It should be a tier in between. Like,
all right,
they good, but they ain't good.
All right, we can put them in
mid tier. They don't keep worse than mid.
No, they mid. They're about mid. Okay, so I'll create a new one.
You know what? We can put them in the play-in tier because they are the 11th seed. So
okay,
we'll put them in the play-in tier.
Okay, so Phoenix is in the play-in, Orlando's in the play-in, Dallas is in the play-in, Atlanta's in the play-in.
The Heat technically.
The Heat are in the play-in.
The Bulls.
Bulls are.
I just think the Bulls are bad.
They are pretty bad. Damn.
There's a lot of bad teams.
They are. Chicago's in the play-in. Yeah.
What about the Sixers? The Sixers, are they just bad?
I'm putting them in on. According to the tiers, I put them in rebuilding. I think they're pretty bad right now. Yeah. Again, we're going off of
what we've seen for the first half of the season.
For first half of the season, I'm putting them in the play. I'm in a rebuild.
That's fair.
And then, so those are the play-in teams: Orlando, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, Sacramento, Golden State, Miami, Chicago, Minnesota, and yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So then we go to rebuilding. We go to the Brooklyn Nets. I go to the 76ers. Go to make sure I'm right, Trailblazers. The
Wizards are... Oh, okay. Are we doing...
Trash.
They're just trash?
Trash.
But they are rebuilding, though.
They are, but it's worse.
Okay.
It's worse.
Okay. It's tiers to the... Okay.
Yeah, there's tiers to the rebuilding. It is, yeah. Portland, Toronto, San Antonio. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Sixers,
Nets, Trailblazers, Raptors, Spurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree on something.
Whoa, what are you going to say?
I honestly think the Raptors are just bad.
Really? You think they're that bad?
They're just bad. I don't like... They just signed Brandon. They just traded for Brandon Ingram, so they're already trying to compete. They just stink at it. They got Scotty Barnes. They just not good.
Okay. All right.
And the Nets,
you know what?
The Nets, I don't even think they're even really trying to rebuild. They're just not good. Like I just don't think they're good.
I was just looking at the win column. They have 20 wins at least.
True, but
the same amount as the 76ers.
The way I'm looking at a rebuild, like I look at like the Spurs makes it like it's a rebuild. They have like a star. They have
a plan in place.
Yeah, they have a plan. I just feel like these teams just aren't good. Like the Trailblazers, I just don't think they're good.
You think they're just trash?
Yeah, I just don't think they're good.
Wow.
Like the Jazz, they're kind of taking. They also just stink. I don't know what is the Jazz's plan. I know they're trying to get Cooper Flag, but after that, then what? Like they have talent on the team. People want to trade the Jazz for talent. They just stink.
So for the rebuilding portion of this, would you just have the Spurs and that's about it, or would you have the Spurs and 76ers on there? Would it just be the Spurs and 76ers?
Yeah, because I'm looking at the course of action for these other teams. I'm just like, well, what plan do you have? What have you shown us that you're actually trying to win games?
Okay, nah, you got a point. All right, so we'll just have the 76ers and the Spurs, and that's the case. And then everybody else that is trash, the Hornets, the Trailblazers, the Nets.
Hornets might be the biggest offender. Because they have
LaMelo and they have Brandon Miller.
Exactly. They're trying to put together a competitive ball. They just stink.
Yeah, they just stink. Yeah, so Hornets, Trailblazers, Nets, Raptors, Utah Jazz, Washington Wizards, and New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
That is trash tier. I'm not mad at that. Those are unwatchable teams.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the seeding being trash in the East, I would have put the Bulls in the rebuild.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I would too. My thing with the Hornets is like, I'm still up in the air when it comes to LaMelo.
I think he's a good player, but is
it winning basketball? Yeah. That's my concern. I feel like with Trae Young, he's gotten a bad rap, even though we've seen him in the conference finals. But like people were like, "Is that winning basketball?" Well, LaMelo, I'm really like, if he was in a winning situation, would he be doing this? Would he be positively affecting the outcome of games, or would he just be trying to put up his numbers? And then that's that. That's my concern with LaMelo right now. People will disagree. I'm not saying that he's a losing player. We just don't know if he's a winning player. That's where I'm at it. Is that a fair assessment?
I think about this with a lot of players in the league, but for LaMelo, I don't think he can be a number one option on a team and you be perennial contenders. Even with really stacked, like a good roster, I still don't think he could be the main guy.
Yeah, when you give him, because he's a volume guy. He likes to shoot the ball a lot. He likes to chuck up a lot of shots. But he's very inefficient. And that's where my skepticism comes in. Because when you're very inefficient and you're chucking up a lot of shots, that just seems to me like you're just hunting for points.
And honestly, I know it's becoming a pattern. He's injury prone.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he's on the court, he's playing good. But when he always somehow just gets hurt. Like, look at his games played the last 3 years. 33 games played, 22 games played, 36 games played. Mm-hmm. Last time he played more than 60 games was in 2021, 22 season.
I think they made the All-Star team that year.
Yep, he played 75 games.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his second year in the league.
Yeah, I'm looking at his shooting splits. 34% from three, 41% from the field. He's averaging 27, but those shooting splits aren't good. And that's my concern with LaMelo. 3.5 turnovers per game on only 7 assists. I was thinking he would be at one of the leaders at assists, close to, but he's not. He seems like he wants to be more of a scorer than a distributor, and I think that's what's hurting him. I think he should try to be more a distributor rather than a scorer. Maybe that could help improve the team overall and also improve his just efficiency instead of just chucking up a bunch of threes. How about try to get your other teammates involved? That's just my opinion.
You know, what you want to look up, because this is a really good indicator of.
He's doing it on 32.7 minutes a game, 33 games played. I'm just concerned. I'm just concerned with the lack of efficiency. Can he be a winning player on a playoff team?
So the Hornets do win significantly more when he's playing. I mean, the record this season is 12-21 with him and 1-18 without him. So they are horrible without LaMelo Ball. But the problem is the team isn't going to reach its level they could because he's always hurt. You can't build continuity within the team if your main guy who's supposed to lead this franchise is always hurt. Now, will they get rid of him? Absolutely not. But it shouldn't be off the table. I feel like there's only maybe 5 dudes in this league that should be no touch. You ain't getting him for anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that's Giannis, Jokic,
Victor,
Wembanyama,
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum. And
I would have thought Luka, but the way that trade went down,
that was who?
Man. Trying to think who will be the 5th one. That's a good question. Who will be a 5th one?
I think he probably shouldn't be, but the way that team is set up, Steph. I don't think the Warriors will ever trade Steph. Like, unprovoked. Like, Steph would have to ask to be traded. And even still, they probably like, you sure?
I would say Shea.
Oh, yeah, it does. Shea.
Number 5,
yeah.
Shea.
Those are like the 5 untouchables in this league. Yeah. Everybody else, it can be negotiated. Like, if Minnesota was bad enough, I think they'd move off of Anthony Edwards. Mm-hmm. If the Hornets continue to lose for the next 2-3 years, they'd probably move off LaMelo.
Yeah. I think here's my thing, because there's been point guards like LaMelo in the past where they put up numbers, but it didn't amount to winning. Stephon Marbury, Steve Francis, those are some examples. I hope that LaMelo doesn't get grouped into those guys. Talented players, but never significantly amounted to winning when they were the number 1 option. So that's where my concern is with LaMelo. Like, can he affect games in a winning manner? I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's the case. And the way that he's playing, that's why he didn't make the All-Star team, in my opinion, is because his game does not affect winning on a significant level. You would think with a guy that can handle the rock, that has the talent of a passer like him, with his size, with his quickness, with his ability to get his shot off whenever he wants, you would think that, yeah, this guy can affect winning on a tremendous level. Like, this team shouldn't be in the position where they are, where they're competing every single game. That's just not the case.
But the thing that hurts me with LaMelo, he's so immensely talented. He has great size for a guard. He's quick. He has good handle. Can pass the ball. Can shoot. And honestly, he's a pretty clutch player. Like, I looked at someone made a compilation. They made compilation on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, about players in game-winning shots or clutch time shooting. I think they say within one score game with less than 20 seconds or 24 seconds left on the clock. LaMelo he was shooting like about 50% from in clutch shots. So for his career, so I'm like, this dude has all of these things, but it's just like, it's just not winning. It's just not producing wins.
We haven't seen it yet. And that's why we gotta give love to Trae Young. I feel like Trae Young is the most underrated player in the NBA by far, considering his size, considering that a lot of times he's a defensive liability. He's still able to get his team to compete.
Yeah.
People try to say that, he's not a good defender, but a lot of times, with the lack of talent that he has,
look at his roster. When did Trae Young legitimately have a top 5 roster in the East?
They're still competing. So we got to give love to Trae Young to some degree, because he's doing it with a lot of guys that aren't all that talented, are okay at best.
Like, look at this roster here. I'm about to read off some names.
Jalen Johnson out for the year, too.
You tell me if this dude is supposed to compete with it. He has Dominic Barlow. I don't know who the heck that is. Kobe Buffkin, Clint Capella, who should have been traded before the deadline. Dyson Daniels, he's hurt. Muhammad Gueye.
I'm sorry.
Jalen Johnson. Craig. I don't even know how to pronounce my man's name. Harris LeVert, who they just traded for, but he's just.
They had the number 1 pick too. Remember?
Oh yeah, Zachary Richardson.
I haven't heard his name. Did he even play in the Rising Stars game? I don't even remember.
Look, man, I don't even know. Terrence, man, he's just
there.
Yeah. Garrison Matthews, like Larry Nance Jr., like Georges Niang, Onyeka Okongwu. I think he's actually pretty solid.
Yeah, he's okay.
Daquan Plowden. Like, who are these people? Keaton Wallace. Like, he is out there playing with borderline a G League roster.
And they still compete.
This is crazy, man. Y'all got to get that man some slack. I know they probably just mad because he was talking trash to the Knicks or something. You know how people, New York fans be, but dang.
When he had a decent squad, they made it to the conference finals.
Exactly.
He beat that 76ers team. People was thinking, maybe that team will go to the finals. If they upset them in 7 games on the road because of him, I don't think he gets enough love.
Just let me be me.